Hello again, Nicola here in the Lightway Sky Tracker 7, hovering in Ringwood this morning after a 4-car accident on the Maroondah Highway not too far from the Ringwood bypass. You can see here cars are in the right-hand lane with crews on site, but thankfully traffic getting through just fine.
Now check out these high-octane snowmobile stunts. International snowmobile champions Jimmy Blaze and Corey Davis showed off some spectacular moves at Mt Hotham over the weekend. Blaze holds the record for the world's highest snowmobile flip at almost 37 metres, set at the Winter X Games in 2009. That is going right off. Fully sick action.
Yeah, pulling, it must be heavy. I know that sounds silly, but no, they're just really pulling it over mid-air must be pretty tough.
It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. From the freezing cold temperatures of Mt Hotham right out to Kakadu in the Northern Territory. Grant Denny's just about to reel in the big one. Oh, I can't wait for this.
Tough.
Hard at work today?
No, tough. It is hard, Jack, in the top end, the Rets. As we stand here at yellow water, soaking up the sights. Dropped the line in. There's a couple of big handbags with legs floating around.
Bruce and Denise Morecambe remain hopeful Daniel's body will be found. The two cars were travelling in opposite directions in Somerville when they collided on a bend.
It just dismays you to keep on going to scenes like this, and when it boils down to it, it's just people taking risks on the road.
And police are investigating another fatal accident east of Melbourne. A 54-year-old man lost control of his car in Macclesfield, causing it to roll. He died before police were able to free him from the wreckage. At least 6 people have been stabbed to death in a brutal knife attack at a UK apartment. Among the victims were 2 children, 2 men and 2 women, all of whom are believed to be from the same family. A 30-year-old man is under police guard in hospital where he's recovering from surgery. Police are investigating. And the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have made their first appearance as a married couple in the UK town of Abbotsleigh in scarecrow form. Royal enthusiasts, son has been found. Nat? OK, thanks for the update. Michelle Tapper there in Brisbane. A roadside bomb in Afghanistan has injured 2 Australian soldiers. They were wounded on Saturday when their Bushmaster vehicle struck the explosive. The Defence Department says the blast in Uruzgan province left one of the soldiers with serious wounds and the other with minor injuries. They were treated at the scene before being evacuated by helicopter.
One talking on the soapbox, and it's really split 50-50 on this. Depends on your experience. But thanks very much for sharing, Ginny and Michael, this morning.
Pleasure.
Let us know your views. News is next. Then one of Hollywood's leading ladies reveals she's up the duff. I don't mean to... It's a play on words.
Really?
It's Hilary Duff, all right, so...
But there's a book, Up the Duff, too, that they hand you at the obstetrician's office. And the itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny, high-waisted bikini swimwear heads back to the future. And so she sat bundled up on the shore.
If you're trying to impress a girl, don't be this guy.
Trying to rescue those trapped under its weight, but for 5 of them it was too late. Through driving rain, the injured were rushed from the scene. 45 were taken to hospital. Some are said to be in a critical condition. Others were treated in makeshift beds on site.
I didn't know where she was at, and then she pulled me out from under it, and I couldn't find my best friend, and then she found me, and then I found my mom.
Officials say 60-mile-an-hour winds caused the deadly collapse and warned the death toll may rise.
Just incredible pictures, aren't they? Emily Morgan reporting there. South Australian police have vowed to track down a dangerous and reckless hoon who posted his exploits on YouTube. The video shows the driver in the Adelaide Hills. He swerves in and out of traffic, then into the path of oncoming cars. Now, the driver and a friend even boast as they hit speeds of up to 220 kilometres an hour.
Here we go. Going for a top speed, peoples. South Australian roads.
The hoon keeps driving like a maniac as he passes signs for 60 and 80k zones. There's also a message for people watching in case the pair die. The YouTube account has since been closed. Police are still investigating the videos. For more, we're joined by Police Superintendent Linda Fellows live from Adelaide this morning. Linda, good morning to you. Now, hoons are using YouTube to boast about this kind of stuff. Tell us how then you're using their videos against them.
Well, good morning. We are using the videos and we get alerted to the videos three different ways. Often it's through the public or the media. Sometimes we find them ourselves, but sometimes the videos can look quite anonymous. But when we investigate and we look into them, sometimes we can find other evidence that can take us down a different path, and that can result in offenders being detected and charged. Look, we had a recent example back in May. Some video was uploaded to YouTube, and it was as a result of an incident that happened in the heights and tunnels in the Adelaide Hills, and that was 6 Nissan Skylines that were alleged to be having a race in that area, and we were alerted to that video through the media, and through those investigations we were able to find other video through our safety camera network, and using that video we could actually calculate the speeds that they were travelling, identify the vehicles, and then with the public's assistance we were able to identify all the 6 drivers, had their vehicles impounded, and those people are now facing court. So a pretty good result that came simply from somebody uploading their own video onto YouTube.
How keen are they for publicity once they know you're onto them?
Oh, look, it's often the case that once people realise that they've attracted the attention of law enforcement, they take those videos down themselves, but usually we've got the video by then. And sometimes we're actually happy for the video to stay up on YouTube because, you know, it gives the opportunity for the public to see more of it and actually give us some more information and help us out with our inquiries. So we're pretty happy with that.
And when Grant Denyer is in Kakadu, they say it's about half the size of Switzerland. Is that a croc?
Yes, it is, Barrett. Absolutely. Oh, as it slinks in under the water and senses us that we're close. That finely honed body that knows any tiny movement from up to half a kilometre away. They are an extraordinary beast.
Hilary Duff has made a very exciting announcement.
She's not little Lizzie McGuire anymore. Yeah, she and her husband Mike were celebrating their first wedding anniversary, how time flies, and they're also celebrating another first, their first child together. So she went onto her official website and posted a notice about the news, and she said she wanted to share the exciting news that baby makes 3. We're extremely happy and ready to start this new chapter of our lives.
Welcome back. Julia Gillard has clawed back some ground from Tony Abbott in the latest opinion poll. She is up 4% to 44 in the preferred Prime Minister stakes.
Dig into the figures a bit. 56% still oppose the carbon tax, 39 support it. That's almost exactly where it was when this whole campaign started, where before they spent all the millions of dollars and the rest of it. No, there's no movement on the carbon tax. But I said, keep your head down, let the government muck up, just go away. Well, he went away overseas, stopped all the negativity, stopped all the appearances in his hard hats and his silly vests, and his popularity went down. He's doing exactly the right thing. He should be out there arguing.
Exactly, it sounds like it, but the poll also shows more Australians would prefer Kevin Rudd or Malcolm Turnbull to lead us in an economic crisis than Julia Gillard or Tony Abbott. Michael Smith.
But it is a reflection of how poorly the Prime Minister is doing, and, you know, you have to say as well, Tony Abbott.
Hello again, Nicola here in the Lightway Sky Tracker 7. For those of you coming into town on the Nepean Highway, not a bad run this morning, but delays start around Glen Huntly Road. It remains quite slow down to the St Kilda Junction. Queen's Road looking pretty good onto Kingsway, and Kingsway not a bad run into town onto King Street. We do have delays though for the Tulla, pretty slow from Racecourse Road.
It struck me with Kevin, this is a surprising finding, but it always struck me with Kevin that Australia wasn't big enough for him and that he needed to be out on the global stage, which is probably why he looks really good in the foreign ministership.
Right now, the Greens are seeking coalition support to stop exploration for coal seam gas without the permission of landowners. Now, the gas is an emerging energy source, but there's opposition to miners just waltzing in onto land and starting to drill.
Yeah, we should be able to say no, but we're not. And that leads you to ask, what really do you own? You know, you might think you have a title deed, you might think that you own your place, but under the current rules we have in Australia, you don't own what's underneath your property. And then there are other things as well. You can't build whatever house you want on your place. You've got to get council approvals. You don't have the the right to build what you want, don't pay your rates, the property will be taken back from you. It really does pay to sit down and just think about precisely what is it that you buy, when you buy property in Australia.
I mean, you can't chop down a tree if it's bigger than 6 inches across or something. But it's in the national interest and we need to mine it, then we're going to have to mine it. But let's make sure people have got the right to object and the right to get compensation.
What do you think? Are you a fan of the
You can try and call it 50s, 60s, glamour. A bikini is still a bikini is still a bikini.
That's a bikini.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's no. Look, maybe until I read a stylist say you can wear them, but you have to have a tiny waist to get away with it. I mean, I like the idea that it covers up your tummy. I love that idea, but if you have to have the teeny tiny waist to go with it, no thanks.
Oh, all right, Kate, what do you think?
Look, I've got to agree. It's I think everyone thinks, oh, high-waisted, it hides a multitude